What is going on, guys? It is Parker here. Today we're going to be getting the voltage up in this thing. It's been reading a little low, but we're going to do the big 3 on it. Hopefully that'll bring it up to where it's supposed to be. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so today we're going to be working on this Subaru instead of the Jeep. Just a quick overview for anybody who doesn't know. This is my 2002 WRX. It has a full SDI motor swap and a JDM V7 interior. Lomo steering wheel, and it's got door cards out of 05 STI. Brakes off of a 07 WRX, and then the motor is a fully built motor. Forged rods, pistons, FP Red turbo that has been upgraded, and just a bunch of other stuff. But what I've been having a problem with is my voltage has not been great, and it really has never been great since I've got the car, and I've always had little electrical issues. This is a 17-year-old car, so it's understandable, but we have a pretty much new alternator and battery. We're still not getting great voltage. The alternator, I tested it with the car running, and it pushes right at 14.4 volts. And then while the car's running, if I have this on the battery, I'm reading about 14.1 volts. So we're getting some pretty quick voltage drop. And then if I come into here, I'll show you all this. Getting about 13.5 volts, and this should be pretty accurate. I've tested other places, and I only seem to get the 13.5 volts. So while we're at it, I'm going to be replacing the spark plugs and doing some other little maintenance. So we're going to go ahead and take out the bumper and get rid of some of this piping so we can get room for all that. So let's get to it. So to get the voltage up, we are going to do what is called the Big 3 upgrade. Now most of my audio subscribers will know what that is. We're going to be doing that on the Jeep soon with big 0 gauge wire, but the point of this car is not to have a big system, it's just to run well. So we're going to be doing it here. Now what the Big 3 is we're going to be upgrading our power wire from our alternator to our battery, and then we're going to be upgrading the ground from our battery to the body of the car, and then from the battery to the motor somewhere. So we're going to figure out where the best place to run it is. Now I think the majority of my problem is right here. This is the battery's ground, and one of the only wire grounds going off of anything that goes to the body of the car. There's a couple little ones around, but that's the main one. You can see one, it's kind of corroded, and it's not really a very thick wire. So we're going to be going up to some I don't know, I have several wires around. I have some 8 gauge, some 6 gauge, and some random 4 gauge. We're just going to be using what we have lying around and what seems like it'll work the best. Again, the point of this is not to have some crazy high output system. I just want to keep the voltages up so everything runs properly. Alright guys, so what we have got here, we've got these 2 connectors. Now normally you just put one wire in there and tighten it down, but having these bolts will allow me to put 2 of those on each of here if I need to. So that'll be really cool, especially for the positive side. That'll be quite helpful. So we took the stock point off, and it just had this bolt, and it went right into there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna sand around here a little bit just to make sure that's a really clean area. That's where we're gonna run our body ground to. When running a body ground, you wanna run it to somewhere that's attached to the full car body. You wouldn't wanna do it on something like this, because this is just tack welded to the body. It's not really part of the body per se. So yeah, that should be a pretty solid location. Again, we just need to clean it up a little bit and make sure we get a good connection. So this is where the battery sits. So we only need to go from there to there. So probably gonna make one a little bit longer that then can loop around a little bit just in case I need to, you know, wiggle this or move it. But yeah, we can keep that super short. We got an extra piece of 4-gauge wire over there. We're gonna cut the length and use, and that'll just go into there. And then we're gonna run some more wire to the battery. But first, let's get this part done. So here's our wire. So we strip this down, and you just slide this over, and then we're gonna be trying out this little guy. You just put it in there, and then yeah, hit it with an old hammer. It should give it a pretty good little crimp, but I guess we'll see how it works. So that actually worked super well. I was very surprised. You can pick this little guy up on eBay, probably Amazon, for 20 bucks. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get one. But that makes it super easy, and this can go all the way up to 0-gauge wire, so that'll be really handy when we do the big wire in the Jeep. Well, let's get this to length, put the other side on, and get it in the car. And there we have it. Nice solid little ground. Thanks to this little guy right here. Pretty cool. So we got most of it done, but I need some more ring terminals. So we're gonna run over to Napa and see if they have any. So yeah, let's see what they got there. We about got her done. And for all my subwoofer subscribers, oh yeah, filmed another video, an update video of that today. So y'all stay tuned for that. It bumps. All right. We got Napa coming in clutch. Just what I needed. So this is the wire that's gonna run from our battery to our alternator. Just put the little 8-gauge ring connector on there. And this guy had no problem crimping it down. You can't tell in the video, but this is really nice wire. So this is some old Rockford Fosgate wire that I had lying around. Now, I know you're saying, what, 8-gauge going from the battery, or going from the alternator to the battery? That's tiny. 1, this is a good wire. 2, there's already one wire running through it. I'm keeping the old one, I'm just adding this new one. If you want to see a big system, stay tuned. 0-gauge wire going in the Jeep, as I said earlier. So yeah, just watch out for that. All right, so we have this sandwiched in there just like that. Just gonna go right on there. This is gonna run along here. We're gonna zip tie it down to everything, and then this is gonna go to my terminal that I'll have right here. Now the only downside to this is that this is not fused, but we're gonna take really good care to make sure that we get it all zip tied down and that it's not gonna foul on anything that could potentially make it short. Well guys, we finally got it done. So we've got that wire running from there, along there, and then right up into here. Got the wire for my amp, and then we've got the 2 wires. This one runs to the fuse block, and then this one runs back to the starter. But what I'm really excited about is these grounds. We got a really solid ground there. It may not look like it, but right underneath it, I sanded everything down, got it straight to bare metal. And that goes to there, and then we got this new ground that goes back and along there, and goes right to the factory location right there. So yeah, very excited. Let's turn her on and see how the voltage looks. Okie dokie, so that seemed to help a little bit. We're now getting about the same reading at the alternator as we are at the battery, so hopefully the ground and adding the extra power wire helped. However, inside here, my voltmeter is still staying right about 13.5. It's going up and down a little bit just because unplugging the battery reset my tune on this car, so it's running a little bit rough, so the idle kind of drops up and down some. But yeah, didn't seem to help out a whole lot, at least according to that gauge. So I'm not too sure about that, about why. There's probably a lot of other electrical stuff between the battery and the fuse box in here that isn't great, that will need to be addressed. but did seem to help just a little bit, again, at the battery. So I tried playing some music about where I normally would have it when I'm driving, and the volts still dropped, but they didn't seem to drop as bad. They were dropping into the low 12s, and they were staying around kind of the mid or high 12s. So that seems to help it out, but it'll be a little hard to tell until I actually take it out and really start driving. But the lights didn't seem to dim too bad, but again, it's still bright out, so it's kind of hard to really tell. I had the little that light up there on, because normally it's really easy to see it dim, and it didn't seem to be dimming, but again, kind of light out. So I'll test it out when I drive, I guess, and we'll really see. But yeah, that is the Big 3 upgrade on my WRX. Again, it's not as big of a Big 3 upgrade as it could have been, but if you want to see a Big 3 upgrade, stay tuned. We're going to be putting all zero gauge in the Jeep, so definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be really cool. Anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. More videos coming soon. I'm going to try to do some more with the Subaru this summer, but we'll see. But definitely lots more videos of the audio system in the Jeep. So yeah, guys, again, thank y'all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.